Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching a Big Bang Theory. This is a 22nd episode of the 10th season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, it was a Fun with Flags one, but it was a bit different. You know, they was kind of reminiscing of times where they got them into kind of the situation where they are, and you know, they started to do call-ins, and you know, Bert called in, said he had a new girlfriend, and then we kind of like had a Bert episode. You know, I'm not saying it was bad, I'm just saying it was different, you know. And basically he come to the apartment, he was sat down, he was talking to them, he was saying that he's got a new girlfriend, he brought her around, you know. They was then questioning like maybe she's a little bit too out of your league. She's Out of My League is a great film as well. If you've not seen it, go and watch it. It is very good. But they were saying maybe, you know, it's because you put in your profile, you've changed it and said that you've just won this grant money, you've got all this cash, and maybe that's why this girl is with you. So then he started to think, you know, maybe that is the case, I'm going to break it off. And he did, you know, fair play to him. You know, she was a stunner, and obviously he was punching out of his league, and he still broke it off. Then he realised that actually, do you know what? I was happier with her here just taking my money. You know, I was reaping off the benefits, she was reaping off the benefits. You know, if I've got it, flaunt it, use it, do it, let's have a good time. So he's recovered and brought her back. Now, you know, you can't really blame him if he's been in that situation, seen what he could have, seen what his life would be without it, decided where to go. But obviously it got Brad thinking about as well, like even him at this stage of the show is still the only one that wasn't in a relationship. Even Bert's got one. So maybe we see him trying to update his profile and progress further in the next few seasons and episodes, you know, because I'm really rooting for him to obviously be happy and have a good ending. Now, Harley, you know, time to go to daycare. Everybody's kind of struggling to let her go. You know what I mean? It's a new baby syndrome, like, kind of thing, you know, where like she's here and nobody wants to let her out of her sight. Don't trust her with that person, don't trust her with that person. Even if I do trust her, I just want to be around her. That's my child. Can't believe she's here. We created it. We want all our time to be here. So obviously Bernadette is struggling with going to work, but she managed to do that. And it was Howard this time that couldn't actually leave her side, because when he dropped her off at daycare, he was stood there behind the glass, he was watching her. Stuart come along as well, and he decided, you know what, you know, take her out earlier, took her to the zoo or whatever it was. So, you know, even he's struggling to separate from his newborn baby, which, I mean, you can kind of understand them all. You know, they wanted it for so long and now they got it. They don't want it to go away. Thanks for checking out today's episode, though. If you do enjoy it, please smash like. It really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
We're pinned down!
We can't get through!
Sheldon, get over here and help!
Okay, 1 second.
Why are you jumping up and down?
I'm trying to shoot. Then use the shoot button, not the wonderful thing about Tigger's button.
We're dead.
Challenge them again.
Doing it right now. They can't. There's an important Little League game tomorrow. If it makes you feel better, you still dress like a child.
Downloaded the new OS for my phone. Took me a week to stop accidentally texting kissy faces to everyone. No longer a wonderkin. Now I just wonder what's for lunch.
Hot dogs.
Yay!
I didn't know you could drink while you're breastfeeding.
Yeah, they say the yeast in beer helps with milk production.
I'm pretty sure that's a myth. Let me check.
Ruin it for me and I'll break this glass over your head.
I'm gonna get another. You want food?
Yeah, breastfeeding burns like 5,000 calories a day. Do not touch that phone.
Heck, hey!
What are the odds of running into you here?
Well, it's a bar, so pretty good. What's new?
Official grass in my backyard, got engaged, had a scary mole that turned out to be Sharpie. How about you? Hey, how's Leonard? Is he still smart?
Yes, he's working for the government on an infinite persistence gyroscope.
We should all have dinner sometime.
Yeah, sure, I'll check with Leonard.
Cool. I'll check with Sarah.
I've been thinking about our recent humiliation.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Boy teenagers.
Oh, the video game. Yeah, that was bad.
I came across an area of research called super aging.
You know who's a super ager? Jennifer Lopez. Like, what is the secret? If you really want to challenge yourself, you could learn to speak Hindi.
Jab mein aap saakata, manaye sikata.
Did that in English? I never learned Hindi.
Yeah, I said before though, like, learning a language is absolutely solid, you know what I mean? So, like, respect and fair play to anybody that's done that. And
Hey, you ready to go?
Yeah, I guess.
What's the matter?
Honestly, it's a little strange having dinner with your ex-boyfriend, and it's not like we have a lot to talk about.
What? He loves you, okay? And he's interested in your work. And his fiance will be there, so, if the conversation lags, we can talk about their wedding. And I spent an entire plane ride with you talking about the trailer for Deadpool 2.
I knew you weren't asleep.
Where's your fiance?
She couldn't make it. She had an emergency.
Oh, no, what happened?
Didn't ask.
What smells so good?
Raj is teaching me to make croissants.
Oh my god. It's light, it's flaky, it's buttery. You don't need to have sex with him, just eat one of these.
Well, clearly mental tasks are not enough. Maybe you need to challenge your motor skills.
You want a real challenge? Try keeping me from eating more of these.
Working on a top secret government project, that is so cool. Oh. Do you have a bodyguard to keep spies away?
I have Sheldon that keeps most people away.
He's like the Swedish Chef Muppet. I don't know what he's saying, but he's funny. What's going on with you? How's the job?
It's okay. I'm still in pharmaceutical sales and...
Doing amazing. She can actually make a side effect like 10% chance of liver failure sound like a 90% chance of liver success.
Hey, if you're not happy there, I've been looking for a new head of sales at my company. And we don't sell drugs, just menus. So the only lie you'll be telling is we print on recycled paper. We'd make a great team. Or as we say in the menu business, I can't do this without me and you.
Right, because it spells menu.
Yeah, right? It's funny. I got a lot of menu jokes, but that's my favorite.
Fair, he's a good-looking chap, Zach. He actually really is, and he seems like a really nice guy. Like, I actually enjoyed him when he was... When was he actually kind of active in this show? 5 or 6, was it, a season? That time that Sheldon tried to throw his own like little party, and he invited him round, and Kripke, and there's a couple of them there. I thought it was really good. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I don't feel like the show's missed him, but I feel like it would have been nice if he cameoed more throughout the whole of the seasons, because I actually do feel like the episodes that he's in are quite enjoyable, and he's a pretty good character. And I don't think he's ever done anything once that I actually disliked that he's done. You know what I mean? I actually feel like he's pretty decent.
All right, this is everything. What do you want to learn? Well, how about I teach you some close-up magic?
Howard, I'm trying to make myself uncomfortable, not everyone else.
Circus arts are very physically and mentally demanding. Have you ever tried to juggle?
Yes, I'm juggling my love for you and my embarrassment of you right now.
Is the moment one ball is at the top of its arc, you toss the next one. Toss it up and catch it a few times, get comfortable with it.
Okay.
I bet he can't catch.
Just to be on the safe side, am I in any danger of getting juggler's elbow? You sure? Because I'm feeling a twinge.
He even picked up the check.
Yeah. Although when he was trying to figure out the tip, I'm pretty sure I saw smoke coming out of his ears. You're not really considering working for him, are you?
Well, maybe. I mean, it seems kind of perfect. I have sales experience, and I've been a waitress, so I have restaurant experience. And if he's figuring out my Christmas bonus, we could buy a boat.
Don't you think it might be a little weird to work for someone you used to date?
You work with Sheldon, you tell me.
Yeah, it's weird. I just think you have a good thing going where you are right now, and you make great money, and you haven't slept with any of your coworkers. Of course, I don't want you to be unhappy, but I also want you to be smart, and working for an ex-boyfriend isn't very smart.
Again, like, I find these things tough, me, because, like, I actually don't feel like Leonard is saying anything wrong, like, and I don't even feel like it's being insecure either. Like, she was married to him, drunkenly, but they've clearly been in a relationship, they've had sex multiple times, they've once had a connection before. Would you want your now spouse to be spending every single day back with that person? I don't think you would. I actually don't think it any deeper than that, and I don't think you could say jealousy or anything. I just think it's logical that, like, he doesn't have to be jealous that Zach's there, but what it is they previously had a connection before, something did click, and they did fancy each other, and they have had sex, and they have had that kind of connection, and yeah, they don't now, and you're fine with it, and you're cool, and you like Zach, and obviously you love Penny, but, like, you just don't want that environment all day, every day, working together, and I get it. Like, if you have a different opinion, great, crack on, tell me your thoughts and why you disagree, but to me, I actually don't feel like Leonard's actually saying anything wrong in that situation.
Amy, look, I'm on a unicycle.
Well, where did you get it?
Howard said I could borrow it. Bernadette said forever.
Have fun.
Wait, I need help getting down.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Drag out our mattress and put it over here, then go across the hall, get their mattress and put it over here.
You told her she was being dumb.
No, I told her she was being not smart.
So he's my ex-boyfriend. Who cares? I can't believe Leonard would be so insecure.
Really? I have no trouble believing that at all.
He's much more attractive than Leonard.
Yes, but that's gonna be true of a lot of guys she works for.
Yeah, but she also used to sleep with Zach.
Again.
I would never let Howard work with an ex.
What, you wouldn't trust him?
I wouldn't trust her. He's thin and sexy like a Jewish greyhound.
Yeah, that is the sexiest dog.
What are you doing?
I'm returning this stuff to Howard.
Well, Bernadette made me promise if you didn't want it, we'd give it to a homeless clown. You said juggling was dumb, too.
Well, it is. If I wanted to hold 3 things at once, I wear cargo pants.
I've got
Is it
cargos on.
possible that when things get really difficult, you just give up?
Are you calling me a quitter? This
Honestly,
conversation is over.
his mother warned me. Everybody warned me.
To be fair, that is a fair observation. He does quit everything, doesn't he? Like, if he's good at something, he obviously rubs it in your face and he excels, like being smart, for example. But anything other than that, he strops and faffs around, and yeah, he does kind of quit as well. You know what I mean? It's interesting. Like me, for example, say like if I can't do something, I might, so say I'm building something from IKEA or whatever's, like, understanding them instructions are solid. It does my head in, and I get stressed, and like I'll start it and I'll struggle to be doing it, and I feel like throwing a drill at the wall and smashing the cabinets up. But what I do is, like, I'll say sack this and I'll storm off, and then maybe 10 minutes later, after I've just had a refresh, I'll come back and I'll carry on. Like, that's the thing with me, like, in my personality. I'm not a quitter as in, like, I'll quit things and stop it altogether, but I'll take the time, step back, and then return and carry on, and I keep trying. You know what I mean? I've done a triathlon before, and like halfway through, I felt like I was going to die, and I just wanted to quit. But what I done is I was like, do you know what? Sack the time. Yeah, can't be bothered even doing it for the time. Let me just make it to the finish line. I'm not even bothered what my score is, how quick I do it. If I come last, not asked. You know what I mean? Sat down, had a few breaks, went through it, and then just made it to the end. And that's what Sheldon should do. You know, he's reactionary. He can't do it straight away. That's it, quit, I'm gone. And what he needs to do is say, right, I've made a little bit of progress today. Tomorrow, can I make a bit more on it? Can I make a bit more on it? And then in the end, you'll be able to obviously achieve what you wanted to actually set out to do.
You want to talk?
That doesn't seem to be where I shine. How about I just give you one of these?
Look, we can have a reasonable conversation and I won't get mad. I get me working with Zach is weird, and I don't want you to be uncomfortable.
Thanks, and I don't want you to be stuck at a job you don't like.
Stay where I'm at for now.
No, you're unhappy there, and then you're gonna blame me for making you stay, and it's fine. I'll suck it up. Now I feel terrible, like I'm being selfish and holding you back. It's pretty annoying.
I made you tea.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I called you a quitter.
Oh, it's okay. I stopped being upset about that.
You're a brilliant man. The best years of your life are still ahead of you.
Oh, you have to say that. You're sweet on me.
Fine. Let's say you never win a Nobel Prize. Let's say you spend your life doing solid scientific research, surrounded by friends and loved ones who appreciate you, not for what you've accomplished, but for who you are as a man. Wouldn't that be a life well lived?
I'm going to learn how to walk on stilts.
Hey, so I've been thinking about it, and I want to take the job.
Oh, bad news. When my fiance found out that I was offering a job to my ex-girlfriend, she said it was a stupid idea and threw a shoe at me.
Well, his fiance thought the idea of us working together was stupid. You were right, I was wrong.
He don't know what to say. He's won. He just needs to walk off.
Aren't you going to say anything?
I want to be doing this later.
Like, he won at that. He just had to walk off.
You find my magic trick so embarrassing. I got to wondering what cool hobbies you had as a kid. But she said a lot.
Hi, Bernadette. Remember me? First of all, that's not what she sounds like. She's from South Carolina.
I can't believe you made fun of me all these years while you were a closeted ventriloquist. Since you enjoyed getting rid of all my stuff, maybe we should throw this little lady in the wood chipper.
No, you're not a dork. You're a clown. Hey, Joe, don't say that. Don't make him feel bad. Look at him. What reason he got to feel good?
Yo, she's well good at that.
All right, very funny.
Don't listen to her. She's been in a box for like 25 years.
Yeah, back when his haircut was fashionable. We all family now. Don't be that way. If you don't mind a few splinters, we can have us a menage a trois.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Oh, man.
I was gonna say, it definitely looked fake that he was doing then. It looked like he was a green screen in the background or something. Like, even his tall part of his body kind of looked a bit blurred as he was moving. But yeah, like, you know, these always kind of rinse Howard for his magic tricks, and they always take the mickey out of him, saying that, like, yeah, no, it's embarrassing. And I've never got that vibe. I actually don't. Like, you're trying to tell me that, like, Darren Brown, David Blaine, you know, Dynamo, like, all them, like, a crap. They're just not. Like, it's amazing. And, like, I think anything's amazing that when you try something, like, how can I explain it? So, for example, the sport darts, yeah? People might say that's not a sport. How can it be? People just stand there throwing arrows at a board. Whatever's, that's your opinion. You know what I mean? You can rock with it, so I'm not going to argue with that. However, what you can't disagree with is the skill of them standing there, throwing that dart and hitting the treble 20 every time. Because if I give you some darts now to throw at a board, I mean, you're missing, mate. You're going miles away. And it's like, until you do something yourself and realise, holy shit, mate, that is solid. Yeah, can you gain respect to those people who do that? You know what I mean? And that's what I think about the magic, and that's what I think, well, about the ventriloquist as well. I can't do any of that. And when I look at them and I do it and I see how clean and how crisp and how they do it and make it look so real, I just think, what the hell, mate? That is madness. Especially, like, impressions as well. You know, you might think, oh, he's only doing an impression. Mate, try and do an impression now. Try and do an American, a British, an Australian, an Irish accent. Because I can't. I could barely even do the British one. You know what I mean? Like, some people even say, what are you even talking about? You talk too fast and I can't even understand your English. And I born it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, I think it's mad. I think bilingual people are crazy. People who play instruments are crazy. And people who have, like, some, you know, skill in terms of what I was saying there, like magic, ventriloquist, or anything, I think it's mad, and big respect to him, because I've tried, I've done stuff. I mean, I've not tried ventriloquism, but, like, at the end of the day, they're not easy to do. And it's right. If Sheldon wanted to do something, try that. Just look at her there, for example. She, first of all, acts, because that's not her actual real voice, is it? Like, that's not her real voice. So Bernadette sounds different in real life than she does now. Does she sound like that ventriloquist doll from North Carolina? Does she sound like that? Or was she also putting on another accent on top of that accent? You know what I mean? I think it's mad. I think it's skillful. Do you know what, right? Actors, they do get paid. Like, I was going to say, they don't get the respect that they deserve, but they do, because these guys are making $1 million an episode, and if that's not respect, I don't know what is, because that is stupid money. Actually stupid money. You know what I mean? They're a 24-episode season, and they're making $24 million. Like, what the F is that? And you know what I mean? However, it's skill. I couldn't do what they do. Doing it in front of a live audience, being able to just act and, like I said, make everything so believable. It's skillful, and you got to pay, obviously, like, respect to them for such a hard job. It might be fun, it might look easier, but it's most definitely not. That's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So, you know, talking about continuity, I'm kind of glad, even though we didn't kind of resolve the issue, but, like, kind of address the fact that Penny's still not happy in her, you know, in a role in the company that she's doing, in you know, the position. I can't remember what episode it was, but there was one point where she sat down with Leonard and she was saying, look, it was the episode, I think, when he went to the cabin. You know, they was in the woods, and, you know, they ended up having a heart-to-heart, and she was saying that, you know, even though she's making these good money now compared to when she was doing her acting, like, she's not happy. She's not, you know, she's not vibing with the job, and she kind of wants to change and move on. You know what I mean? And I think at the time, Leonard was saying, look, you know, I fully respect that. All you need to do, in my personal opinion, was to keep pursuing what you want to do, but stay in the role that you are now until you pay off all your debts. I know that you've got still a few outstanding, but once that gets done and you're level and you're playing back to, you know, normal, then do whatever makes you happy. And, you know, I fully agree with that. And, you know, we then never heard anything of it since. And today's episode, it was kind of mentioned, and I like it. And, you know, she was invited out to a meal with Zach, with Leonard as well, and apparently his fiance, which we didn't see. Now, I was thinking, is he actually engaged or is he not? But I don't feel like Zach would be an amazing liar anyway. So, you know, it was confirmed later on in the episode that he actually is engaged. He did offer Penny a position, and she was thinking about taking it. And obviously, Leonard in the car on the way home was expressing his kind of feelings in the situation and saying that, you know, he's not a big fan of it. he's saying that he don't really like the situation, and you know, you could call it down to jealousy or not. I would never, I wouldn't call it down to jealousy. I just think it's kind of common sense. You know what I mean? Like people could say, oh, you're jealous of your girl hanging out and doing this and doing that, but like it's not though. Like, for example, say I'll just give a prime example for myself. Like if my girlfriend was like, mate, I'm going out this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going out drinking and clubbing with my friends, mate, I don't care. Honestly, go out and have a great time. You know what I mean? You do you, have a good time. I'll see you Monday. You know what I mean? However, like her saying, oh, I'm going to go to work with my ex-fiance who I used to sleep with and I'm going to be working there 5 days a week, I'd be like, not too sure, like I'm vibing with that. You know, it's not jealousy. You know, I'm like, jealousy is if I would be like, if she's saying, I'm going out all weekend, and I'm like, no, you're not going out. What if these guys are around? What if you're dancing with them? What's going to happen? That's jealousy. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's about just using a bit of common sense. You know, like, not to throw him under the bus, but obviously I am going to do. The guy from Maroon 5, what's his name now? Adam Levine. Yeah? He was married to a Victoria's Secrets model with a kid, and I mean, he sang that song, Girls Like You Run Around with Guys Like Me. That, yeah, if you look at that video, at the very end, his family's there with him, and he gives them a hug, and he's kissing them, and mate, he cheated on his wife, a Victoria's Secrets model, who he has a kid with some random person on Instagram that was DMing him, and it's like, you just never know. You know, you could say you're in a happy, stable marriage and no intentions, and it's like, yeah, but you don't understand the fact that you could be with someone all day and gain an attraction. You know what I mean? Gain some sort of connection, and you don't want that to potentially ignite something that was previously there. They was once in a relationship thinking that we was going to be together, and it didn't work out. Unlucky for them, great for me. I'm married to you now. But doesn't mean that I want you spending all day, every day with them, because who knows what could happen. No one does. It's unknown. So I just personally think it was common sense from Leonard. I don't think it was jealousy. I don't think he was out of order. I actually think big up to him for saying, like, look, if she wants to do it and be happy, then he's there to stand by his wife. She rang, job wasn't there. He's coming out a big real winner. You know what I mean? He's looked like the person that's not kind of shat on her dreams. He's looked like the person who's supportive, even though he's kind of shown a bit of insecurity to himself. It's not worked out. It's worked in his favour. And the reason it didn't work out is because Zach's fiance had the exact same feeling as Penny's fiance or husband. But this time, obviously, Leonard let her do hers, and Zach didn't let him do his. So, you know what I mean? That was interesting. Two different point of views. And personally, I don't think he'd done anything wrong. But if you do think that Leonard was out of order and he'd done something wrong, then I'd be very interested to see your opinions and your reasons why in the descriptions, and I can't wait, obviously, to read them. But thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like. It really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.